the young blood in Austin Hines earlier, and we will see Cade Floridori, a title challenger, later. But Cj Dismore, one of the taller lightweights you'll ever see, one fight with a brutal, put-him-to-sleep guillotine. CJ's very well rounded. He's got a good striking game with that height and that range, but he's got a sneaky submission game as well. He's always a guy I've looked out for since his amateur debut. That was on another hyper-violent Fury card in Galveston. And did you fight?
I don't think I fought Galveston. I didn't fight Galveston.
Yes, and Ultim. That was the connection there. But that was another fight that you guys got to go back and watch. And then go back and watch any of those fights. They're always bangers. But yeah, Dismore, man, he's got a good team behind him. He's got mostly pros that he trains with back home at Planet. And yeah, it's a guy to keep an eye on for sure.
The one thing about these 10th Planet guys is you're always looking, what is there? Is he grappling because he's from 10th Planet, or do you just go to 10th Planet and he's a striker that's coming out? We've seen the steady submission game from him, so we'll see what he's got this time around.
All right, let's do this opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Byron Wells.
Wells, the definition of hard worker. He's got a full-time job. He makes it when he trains every time, anytime he can. A guy at ACSG out of Czech speaks super highly of him. But I'll tell you, in Byron Wells' amateur debut at this event in this cage, scored a brutal knockout over an opponent who actually aged to be a really, really strong fighter, Sean Tillman. Byron Wells, he's got championship experience. He's got a couple of knockouts on that 4-2 record. He's just a guy with dynamite in his hands, and he's much to watch in a event.
Man, one thing about Byron Wells, this is the fight that I was most looking forward to. Just a fun little fact. The shorts that he's currently wearing right now, I was warming somebody up in the back. He forgot his fight shorts. I said, hey man, you can use these. I wanted them. They have good juju. He got a knockout that night in those shorts. He's still fighting in them to this day. Those are some good luck shorts.
Tell her the tape, as you see.
Yeah, it's age gap. That's the biggest age gap you'll see. Byron Wells becoming just a little bit heavy. And man, I'd say the biggest note here is that height of Cj Dismore, 6'2" in the lightweight division. You do not see that very often. But yeah, this is about as high level as it's going to get. It's about as violent as it's going to get. We've got Byron Wells walking into the cage now. Let's get this fight started. I cannot wait. Here's Wayne.
The following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, and he weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of 10th Planet in Austin, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, only 1 loss. This is Cj Dismore. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 157.6 pounds. Fighting out of Dickinson, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 4 wins, only 2 losses. Here is Byron, the Reaper Wells. Your referee in charge, Ryan Thompson.
Dude, these guys are jacked.
Yeah.
Are we kidding me? Oh man, these guys are huge.
It's crazy to see somebody who stands at 5'8". I stand at 5'8", have fought at 35, 45, 55, but these are some big boys.
It's funny, Byron Wells actually also fought on that Galveston card and got a 2nd round TKO, but man, I think he broke his opponent's orbital with a right hand, had committed just like that.
Wells staying super patient. He's a very exciting fighter. He'll throw the flying knees. He'll cause chaos when needed, but he's also looking to gauge distance really well, look for his entry.
Yeah, Dismore is freaking gigantic.
Dude, these guys are just moving the cage. We see CJ looking for the takedown, looking to get to the ground game.
He's working hard. He's got his hands connected. He's got him up in the air. He's got to cut the angle. And there's the takedown.
Right into a guillotine. Byron Wells has it in. Couldn't quite get his hands together.
Yeah, it seemed a bit shallow out the gates. It's funny, in Dismore's amateur debut, put a guy to sleep with the gilly, but you see Byron in on a Kimura. He's strong, he's fresh. I mean, yeah, but early in these fights, before the sweat plays a factor, Byron's strong as an ox. If he can get that hand to CJ behind his back, Dismore's going to be in some trouble. But like we said earlier, this is a hard submission to pull off in MMA.
And Byron's coming from a gym with very good jiu-jitsu as well. You don't want to count out his coaches and his corner. They all very good jiu-jitsu guys.
He's looking back for it, this Byron.
He's starting to look for that head and arm choke.
I'd like to see Byron try to use that cage to get up, but it looks like he's really wanting that Kimura.
Yeah, but he gave a bit of a wrist ride in the process. Notice Dismore's right hand is grabbing Wells' right hand. That's going to stop Wells from actually wrenching on the shoulder. They're in a bit of a standstill. Fun fact about Cj Dismore, he actually has a decision win over Andrew Villarreal, who was supposed to be fighting for the lightweight championship fight. Oh man, now we're talking about
Uses it.
Oh man.
Oh, he's looking pretty deep.
Looking to try to
Just
finish.
keep his shoulders flat. He cannot allow that wrench.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, Byron got a sweep out of that Kimura. There was value, and now would get up.
Well, it looks like CJ had a little trouble getting up, but I think that was from the sweat.
Yeah, but that shows the level of Dismore. I mean, he's got a win over the guy who was challenging for the belt today.
And as you know, they come from that 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. That's what they do. This is what they are. They're great at what they do. So he knows offensively and defensively he's sound and he's safe on the ground.
Big punch! Big punch! Looking for the finish on the ground and pound. Looks like it's going to happen.
And there's the
it's
TKO.
done. Beautiful work. Solid
It was a
right hand.
short right hand.
I think he's out still.
That guy has dynamite in his hands, this Byron Wells.
Look at him. He's a freak. Oh, my God.
Beautiful work.
That was crazy.
Hey, like I said, those shorts have good juju in them, bro.
You did say that before the fight. Oh. Yeah, and in the amateurs, I know we might think that maybe that was a fast stoppage or a bad stoppage, but amateurs, we like to take care of our guys. They're still learning. They're still growing. We don't want to get them more hurt than they already are.
Also,
so I think it was a fine stoppage. I think he might still be hurt on the feet, but beautiful.
Ryan
beautiful
Thomas, also a very high-level ref, tried to give multiple time for CJ to escape. So either way, beautiful, beautiful finish for Byron Wells. Exactly what I expected to see out of him.
Hey, somebody give this guy knockout of the night so far. That is our winner so far. Shout out to Mr. Wells, put on a show for the people. Pay that man.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ryan Thompson calls for a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 46 seconds into the very first round, declaring your winner by TKO, Byron the Reaper Wells.
After the interview.
All right, guys, I'm here again with your winner, Byron Wells. Byron, I don't know how long ago, but you made your amateur debut in this Fury cage and got a crazy knockout at this venue. Man, you must have some steel or some dynamite in that right hand, but another knockout that puts you at 5-2. The guy you just beat has a win over the challenger. The fight didn't go down, but I mean, you beat a guy who was a contender. What's your next step in this amateur career?
Man, to be honest, whatever God has planned for me, whatever my coaches got planned for me, man, I'm here for it, sir. Man,
You genuinely have true KO power. I've seen a lot of fighters in this cage, and I've seen very few put people out with one punch. I mean, the future is bright. I'd love to see you fight for a strap in the future. Anything you want to say to the fans?
I love y'all. That's why I do it, baby.
Byron Wells, everybody.
Man, what a right hand from Wells.
Awesome work.
That's how we're doing it, boys. That's what you get at high-level fights. High-level amateurs.
Yeah, you know, I'm not surprised how that went. You know, I expected chaos from Byron Wells, and that's what we got to see.